Just died in Warzone 2, these are the top 5 most meta excuses right now to make it look like you're still great at the game and it definitely wasn't your fault that you died. The first one works especially well because it makes it sound like you're just too good for this game, and that's the slow movement. So with Warzone 2 they fixed things like the slide cancelling bug, and that means all of the movement is a little bit more ordinary. And now you can say, oh, you would have been able to get out of that fight, or you would have been able to win that fight if you'd just broken their aim assist with a good slide cancel, but since you can't, the game has held you back and you've died because of it. At number 2 we have the server tick rate. This is a good one because not only does it make you sound really smart because you can talk about things like the server tick rate, but also it's basically impossible to prove. It's really hard to test for. Most people are just going to assume you know what you're talking about. So just say that the server tick rate is way too low and that's why your shots didn't register and the enemy's shots did. Obviously you're always going to be on the losing side of this. You're never going to say, oh yeah, I killed him because of the low tick rate, but other people are definitely going to kill you because the server tick rate just isn't high enough for what you're used to. The next one is a little bit harder to get away with, but it's the one-shot snipers, or rather the lack of them. So you can snipe someone, maybe you don't manage to kill them, and then they kill you, and then you can just blame the game. You can say, oh, well, it's because, you know, in Warzone 1, that would have been a one-shot, I would have killed him. It does rely on your audience not really thinking too much about the fact you knew that that wasn't going to kill them, because at least the sniper rifles are super consistent in this. You knew that you weren't going to get that kill and you were going to have to follow it up with something. But as long as your audience aren't really following too closely, it's probably going to be fine. At number 4 we've got a new one for Warzone 2 and it's a good one. It's the bad Gulag Partner. In Warzone 1 if you lost in a Gulag you kind of just had yourself to blame. But now if you lose a Gulag you can say it's your partner's fault. Even if your partner got a kill and you didn't, you can still say that, you know, maybe they gave your position away, maybe they should have stuck with you, maybe they should have communicated more. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter because you're probably never going to see them again. You probably had no idea who they were. Be careful you don't use this when someone that you're on a Discord chat with is actually your Gulag partner. Try to only use it when it's a complete stranger so you can blame all of your failings on them. At number 5 we've got the old classic that still works just as well as it ever did, skill-based matchmaking. If you're doing badly in a game you can just say that the lobby was clearly full of CDL pros because you were doing so well in the last game. It helps if there's maybe a couple of people in here who have Twitch TV in their names or who have FaZe in their names. You can say that it's a FaZe member that just nobody's ever heard of because they definitely are all professionals in that game, so you didn't really have a chance. Obviously this one requires a little bit of humility. You need to be willing to admit that you're not the best, you can't compete in the hardest lobbies, but if you're just an average player you can easily get away with this and say, well, we didn't have a chance in the first place, it's the game's fault for putting me in that lobby. If you've got any other ideas for other excuses that you could use to get away with dying too much in Warzone 2, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye!